Hey there, good evening. We are on Module 5, Lesson 22 with our fractions. I can add a fraction less than 1, 2, or subtract a fraction less than 1 from a whole number using decomposition and visual models. Alright, let's have some fun, my major gamers. Let's get this game on. Alright, thanks, my bunny Fortnite friend. Today we're going to draw a tape diagram to match each number sentence, then complete the number sentence. So we have 2 plus 1/4. So that's 2 wholes plus a fraction. So we have to create a tape diagram. So you can't just complete the number sentence, you have to complete the tape diagram because that's what it's asking you for. Alright, so let's draw a tape diagram. And I am going to split this in half. So this represents 1 whole, and this represents 1 whole. So that shows me 2 wholes. All right, so we're talking about fourths. What we're going to do is we are going to cut these 2 wholes into fourths. All right. And now we have 2 wholes, which has been cut up into fourths, but we haven't taken anything away, so we have 2 complete wholes. But because we are adding another fourth here, we're going to kind of add on at the same size that we have already cut up in these into, and we're going to add an additional box to represent that fourth. So now this right here is a fourth. So what do we have all together here? We have 2 wholes and a fourth. So now we can complete the number sentence. 2 plus 1/4 is 2 and 1/4. Now you're probably saying, Ms. Small-Beata, why do I have to do this whole tape diagram? Why do I have to? Well, it's asking you for a tape diagram. So guys, I know you probably could have just solved that just like that, but I need you to show a tape diagram. The next one is 2 wholes take away 1/5, and we're going to be continuing with those tape diagrams. So let's create a tape diagram. And this tape diagram we're going to split into 2 wholes. So this is a whole, and this is a whole. Now, because we're speaking about the fifths as a fraction, we're going to cut this into fifths. All right, so we have 2 wholes, which are cut up into fifths. I haven't taken away anything yet, but if you notice, it says minus. So we're minusing 1/5. So I need to come over here, and here is 1/5, and I'm going to cut him out. So how much do we have now? Well, over here, we still have our whole, but now we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 fifths because we cut that one out. So this part is equal to 4 fifths. So 2 minus 1/5 is 1 whole and 4 fifths. I know. Is she kidding me? She wants us to use a number bond and a number line for this problem? Oh boy. All right, guys, keep doing your best. Don't give up. Yes, my bunny Fortnite friend, we have to solve this with a number bond and a draw a number line. Okay, so 4 take away 1/3. What we have to do is we are going to first create a number bond, and we need to break up that 4. So let's take this 4 and split it up. So we're going to take a whole, which is going to be left us with 3. We have that other whole, which is going to be 3/3, because 3/3 plus 3 is 4. Now, how did I know that I knew that I was going to be 3/3? Well, over here it tells us thirds. So that's how we know that 3/3 is what we were going to make that whole. So 3 plus 3/3 does equal 4. All right, so now what we're going to do is now we can actually take 3 3/3, take away 1/3, gives us 3 wholes, and 3 minus 1 is 2, and the denominator stays the same. So it becomes 3 2/3. Well, we, just like our bunny Fortnite friend said, we need to create a number line. So I'm going to create a number line to represent this problem. And I'm going to start with a 3, because it's 3, and then there's a fraction attached to it because it's a mixed number. So it's going to be between 3 wholes and 4 wholes. And since we're cutting up into thirds, I'm going to split mine into thirds. Okay, so we've got 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, because 3/3 is really the next whole. All right, where are we in this place value chart? On this number line? Well, we started off with that 4, right? And we were going down 1 because this becomes 3 2/3 on the number line, because this would represent 3 3/3. And because 3 3/3 is really 4, and we only went down 1/3, so it brought us to 3 2/3. All right, so now we're just going to do number bonds, and we're going to have to draw a number line to show this one. Okay, now I'm doing number lines again because I know this is the one that drives you guys crazy. And that's not my purpose to drive you guys crazy, but we got to practice this, because practice makes perfect. And remember, mistakes equal learning. All right, so now we're going to take this whole, which is 8, and we're going to create this number bond. And this 8 right here, we're going to take a 7 and a 6, 6, because we're subtracting 5, 6, so we know that we're going to have 7 plus 6, 6 would give us 8. So now we can actually continue this and do 7, 6, 6, take away 5, 6 would give us 7 and 1, 6. Okay, so now let's create the number line. So there we go. And since we have a whole number of 7 and 8, so I'm going to start with the whole number of 7 and ending with 8. And what we're going to do is we're going to split this number up into 6. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that last one would be 6, 6. So since we're starting with 7, 6, 6, that really would be an 8, because 7 plus 6, 6 would be 8. So we've got 7 and 6, 6. We're starting here, and we are going down 5, 6. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We end up here, and now we are at 7 and 1, 6. So through our number bond and our number line, we represented 8 wholes minus 5, 6 equals 7 and 1, 6. All right, let's complete the subtracting sentences using just number bonds now. We're not using any of the visual aids such as tape diagrams and number lines, so you guys can relax now. I know how much you just love it. So we are going to have to do a number bond, and we're going to start with 6. And we're going to take a whole away, so we're left with 5 wholes. And since we're dealing with fourths, we're going to take another whole, which is 4 fourths. So 5 and 4 fourths does equal 6. So now let's put it up here. 5 and 4/4 take away 1/4 is equal to 5 and 3/4. Guys are having so much fun with this. I just had to give you another. 7 wholes take away 2/10. All right, so let's take that 7, take a whole away. We're now left with 6. And we're going to take 10/10 because we're dealing with 2/10. So we know the denominator is 10, so we're going to make a whole of 10/10. Put them up here. 6 and 10/10. Take away 2/10 is 6 and 8/10. Now you should say, oh, I'm going to stop. That's hopefully what you just said, because I see a fraction here of 8/10. And 8/10 can be simplified, guys. So what does 8 and 10, what factor do they have in common? The greatest one. And we can't go higher than the 8. So maybe I want to make it 8. 8 can go into 8, but 8 can't go into 10. So I can't use 8, so let's go to 4. 4 can go into 8, but 4 can't go into 10. So the next one that we could use would be dividing the top and the bottom by 2. And we get 6 and 4/5. Well, hello there again. You may see me struggle, but you'll never see me quit. Never say die. You're never going to get eliminated from this game because you guys rock. All right, guys, let's rock and roll with these next problems and see how you do. Maybe you can get some XP points doing these. Draw a tape diagram to match each number sentence, then complete the number sentence. So I want to see tape diagrams to represent this problem, and I want to see your work tomorrow. Of course I do. Next one, solve a number bond and draw a number line to represent this number sentence. And, of course, I want to see your work tomorrow. And your last one, you're not going to use any number line or tape diagrams. Just going to use those good old number bonds. Solve 5, take away 5/6. And bring your work in tomorrow. Aha! I knew you guys could do it. Stay strong, stay positive, and never give up.